160 plus 320 is equal to 620 pesos in total. So one just saved a 620 pesos to buy a new shoes in just 5 weeks.
Hello everyone. So my name is Teacher Lady May. And now I will explain the strategy in solving a problem by solving a similar but simple problem. So, solving a similar but simple problem is a problem-solving strategy that involves breaking down a problem into parts and solving each part. This strategy is useful when a problem seems too complicated to solve in one step. So, here are the steps to apply this strategy. Step 1. Break apart or change the problem into ones that are easier to solve. Step 2. Solve the simpler problem. Step 3. Use the answer to the simpler problem to solve the original problem. So here is our problem to help us understand the strategy. So the question is, how many squares are there in the picture? And so here is our picture. So bago tayo mag-proceed, gusto mo muna bang itry? So feel free to pause the video and try it yourself. And malalaman natin kung tama ba yung sagot mo kapag natapos natin yung step by step natin na strategy. So kapag tapos ka na, we can proceed. So I will show you how I solve it. So I solve it in a step by step way. So let's see. So the step 1 is break apart or change the problem into ones that are easier to solve. So as you can see, we break apart the picture into squares with sides of 1 unit, which look like this. Squares with sides of 2 unit, which look like this. And a square with sides of 3 unit, which look like this. And last, square with sides of 4 unit, which look like this. So, let's proceed to step 2. So, the step 2 is solve the simple problem. So, of course, we will be starting with the squares with size of 1 unit. So, here's our model. So, sa part na to, bibilangin natin kung ilan nga bang square with sides of 1 unit mayroon yung given us na picture. Ito yung given natin. So, bibilangin natin kung ilan nga ba. So, let's start counting. Pero you can pause this video and count. So, let's start counting. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So the number of 1 unit squares is equals to 16. So let's proceed to square with sides of 2 unit. Gaya ng ginawa natin sa square with sides of 1 unit, bibilangan din natin kung ilan nga ba. So let's start counting. Pwede mong i-pause yung video para masagutan mo on your own. And let's see if tama. So we will start counting now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if your answer is 9, then you are correct. Good job. So this number of 2 unit square is equals to 9. Now, we will be doing the squares with sides of 3 unit. Ganun pa rin yung gagawin natin, bibilangan ulit. So now, we will start counting. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, So the number of 3 unit squares is equals to 4. So the last one is square with sides of 4 unit. So again, ganun pa rin. So 1. The number of 4 unit squares is equals to 1. Ayan. So, let's proceed to our step 3. We will use the answer to the simple problem to solve the original problem. So how many squares are in the picture? Squares with sides of 1 unit is equals to 16. Square with the sides of 2 unit is equals to 19. I'm sorry. Square with sides of 2 unit is equals to 9. Square with sides of 3 unit is equals to 4. And square with sides of 4 unit is equals to 1. So it means that the number of squares in the picture is equals to 16 plus 9 plus 4 plus 1 is equals to 30. So the answer is 30. So we have now an answer to the question on how many squares in the picture. So there are 30 squares. So from the start, I told you to pause the video. Tama ba yung nasagot mo? So kung tama, napakagaling mo. And if mali naman, that's okay because we have another example. So example number 2. Sarah's restaurant has 20 small tables to be used for a family gathering. The family requested that each table can sit only one person on each side. So if the table are pushed together to make one long table, how many people can sit at the table? So ayaw naman nating mag-aksaya ng oras para mag-drawing ng 20 tables na naka-align. So ang gagawin natin is we should analyze what would happen kung 2, 3, or 4 na table ang ipupush together para makagawa ng isang mahabang lamesa. So pwede natin yon maging guide to answer the problem. So let's learn how to solve a simpler problem step by step. So number 1, we should understand the problem with large numbers. 2, break down the problem into smaller cases with fewer tables. 3, analyze pattern in seating for 2, 3, and 4 tables. 4, identify patterns in total seats versus number of tables. Number 5, develop an equation based on the pattern. Number 6, apply equation to solve for 20 tables. And number 7, verify solution by checking edge, case, and pattern consistency. So ayan. So meron tayong 2 table. So yung 2 table pinagtabi, making a 1 long table. Kung mapapansin nyo, we put X on each side of the table na nagre-representa ng mga taong nakaupo doon. So we should take note at the problem na nagsasabid na only one person could sit on each side of the table. So if you notice, we have 2 people on the outside of the table. So 2 people plus 2 people, so 4. And then we have 2 people that are sitting on the ends. Ayan. So parang may napapansin na akong pattern, ano? Pero mag-a-add pa ulit tayo ng isa pang table para mas ma-analyze natin and ma-check na rin if tama ba yung napapansin nating pattern. So now, we have 3 tables making 1 long table. So nagdagdag na tayo ng isang table. So, kung mapapansin ulit natin, there are still two people sitting at the ends of the table. Well, it gave us important information kasi dun sa dalawang table, may dalawang nakaupo sa ends. Tapos, pagdagdag natin ng tatlong table, ganun pa rin yung nakaupo. Pero, kung mapapansin nyo, the number of people sitting on the outside of the table increases. Ayan. So, the green circle represent the yung dating nakaupo, and the orange circle represent the new seat na nag-add pag-add din natin ng new table. So when we had 3 tables, we had 6 people sitting on the outside, but we had 2 tables, we had 4 people sitting on the outside. So I have 3 tables now, and I have 6 people sitting on the outside. Well, if there were 2 tables, there were 6 seats. When we added in one table, the number of people that is seated was 8, which means it went up to 2 seats. So, it went up daw sa 2 seats. Ayan. So, pagdagdag natin ng isang table, napansin natin na nadagdagan ng 2 seat. So we're going to add in another table, and let's see if the pattern that we're seeing will continue. So now, andito, 4 na to yung table. Ayan. But before I do that, gusto ko, I want you to pause this and try to think or predict what will happen if I add the 4th table. So ayan, I now have 4 tables all in a row. And when I count the number of the seats available, I still have the 2 seats on the outside. Ganun pa rin, like the 2 tables and the 3 tables. But again, it looks as if the number of seats in the outside has increased by 2. Because we have 8 seats on the outside of the table, 2 seats on the ends, which give us 10 seats. So, every table that we add on, the number of seats is going to increase by 2. Ayan, so, nag-increase siya again ng 2. So, ibig sabihin, bawat dagdag natin ng table, dumadagdag rin ng 2 seat. Kasi, doon sa 2 tables, pagdagdag natin ng 1 table, nagdagdag tayo ng 2 seats. Tapos, pagdagdag ulit natin ng isa pang table, para maging 4 table, dumagdag ulit ng 2 seats. Okay, now, we can look at the 3 examples that we use and really come up with some kind of pattern or plan that can get us to the number of seats with 20 tables. So, if we look at the 2 tables, we see that the 2 tables may 4 na seats outside. So, for 3 tables naman, there are 6 seats along the outside. And for 4 tables, there are 8 seats along the outside. So, what does it tell us? So, ang ibig sabihin nito ay the number of tables times 2 will give us an answer on how many seats are on the outside. So, sa tatlong example, consistent na mayroon tayong 2 seat sa each side ng table. Sa table 2, 2, 2 seats